So this is incredible. I'm here with a living legend. I mean, like, legend. You are a legend. I'm here with Jesper of the Halo Effect to talk about him, the Halo Effect, Syra, whatever. We're going to talk about everything. And this was kind of a last minute situation, so I didn't prepare any questions. So this is going to be fun.
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
gonna
fun.
be like just a conversation between.
Exactly.
And as I say, you can ask me whatever you want, and if it's something uncomfortable, I will tell you.
All right, sounds good.
Uh,
Sounds good. Well, first of all,
uh,
thank you for taking the time.
no
I really
problem. I
appreciate it.
like you. I like your channel, and I like your passion about what you're listening to, and how you. I wish I was like that. I mean, I like music a lot, but to go so in depth with it, to do reviews and discuss it into details, and break down the songs, that's it must be fun. And as you told me before, that you have this in common with your kid, that's awesome.
So let me start off by
My
asking,
regards to him, by the way. I forgot his name.
yeah, Antonio. I told him we were going to be
Okay.
chatting, and he was freaking excited about it. Like, he couldn't believe that you were taking the time to come on the channel. But I want to start off this conversation by congratulating you, because the Halo Effect is the first Swedish band releasing a debut album to hit #1 in the charts. How does that feel to you?
Thank you, first of all. I woke up this morning and or says yeah, this morning, and or it was yesterday. I'm kind of tired, but and it was packed. The email was inbox was packed from the label and from the management, and everyone was like, it's #1 everywhere, and #1 in physical copies, and #1, and as you say, as a debut metal album, it's never happened before. So I cannot really digest it yet, because we've been working so long and hard for this, and at last, the 12th August, the album is released, and it gets this amazing response. It's like unreal. It is. They already, unfortunately, I couldn't join them. I was on Sweden Rock Festival. I played that one, but they played Wacken already before album was even out, and got a really good response. So I kind of saw where it was headed. There was a big interest in the band, but not like this. I mean, this is really cool. I'm so proud of the guys and what we have achieved, and I think we managed to make a hell of a great album, actually.
I think so too. I think
And
you're
it
100% right.
stands on its own. It's not this. I've been browsing. You do that, like, as a band. You're browsing around a little bit, and look at reviews and stuff, and it's all this constant comparing. I don't even need to mention who. So I think this band really stands on its own, and the album stands on its own. It really has its own style. I mean, we don't try to reinvent the wheel here or something. We just wanted to have fun and try to. We didn't even think. It was not like we didn't have an agenda to bring back some kind of a vibe from the early thousands of death metal, but I think it naturally did, because that's what we like to play, and that was a reason for me to quit In Flames, because we couldn't really agree how we wanted to sound. So it was hard for me to write. It was hard for me to write material that going in a direction that wasn't my cup of tea, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And now we were like ghosts. No one knew that we were existed. So we could be, we didn't have any pressure to do it and follow up We didn't have a pressure. We didn't have a time, any deadline or anything. We could just work on this album till we like, yeah, now we did 17 songs actually.
Wow.
The problem was actually to stop writing. We have to stop writing now, and deliver the master to the label. Yeah, I don't really know what the question was, but yeah, I feel overwhelmed, and I would never think that it would be such a huge response as it's been, and so kind response. It could be it could be like, yeah, well, there are 5 old guys who try to milk money out of an old band they've been in,
Mhm.
But I don't think I don't think you feel that when you listen to the album. This is like this, we kick the ass of any 20-year-old band. We still got it. We have the energy, and we have so much fun doing this. So it was no agenda to try to, as I say, sound a certain way. It was just comes naturally, because me and Niklas
You
are
got a little
actually
bit
exactly
darkened.
the same age. We're exactly, it just differs a couple of hours. So we come from the same school of music, and of course, because we played and wrote for In Flames, it was obviously, you could hear that it's us playing, you
Mhm.
know. But it was not active. We tried to, okay, let's try to do one of those from that era or something like that. We just went for it. And all of a sudden, wow, 17 songs. What are we going to do with all this? I mean, we only need 10 for the album and one for Japan. So that we had a delicate problem to try to do a playlist. I mean, to pick out and leave some behind. Like, oh, I want that one because I like that one, but we really needed to, you know, separate. So we actually have bunch of songs from that session left, still in the studio.
Like I mentioned on my review, I think the album is an album of a generation, of your generation. And I think that's the sound that you guys created. I didn't feel like the album was trying to copy somebody or copy a band or copy something that you guys have done before. I think to me, it came across as a very organic, natural sound of a bunch of guys that grew up in the same time period, listening to the same
Yeah,
songs, listening to the same sound, influenced by that sound. And you just created the album that perhaps you wanted to listen to when you were 13, 14, 15. That's how this
yeah,
album comes across.
you're totally right. You're right with that. But we, as I said, we never thought that, we'd never sat down and had like a plan how we're gonna sound like. Everything just come naturally, and maybe we just enjoy that period, that early 20s, 20 early 2000s. I think a lot of bands was at their peak when it came to when they released the album. It was kind of perfect mixture between this death metal and twin guitar-ish, really trademark style. And as me and Niklas are crazy about playing guitars, we love to, to do this harmonies together. And they are just, if I do a melody, it's like, do you have a harmony for that? You don't. Do you even have to ask? Of course. And then live, we're gonna play together. So it's like Iron Maidenish.
I get it.
So had so much fun, and just the fact that, again, as no one know that we existed. And it was pretty cool that we could actually hide that to the day the single dropped. Is amazing these days, how information spreads so fast.
So
So
how did you guys get together? Who made the first phone call?
I think it was. I might lie to you because I was the last to call. They contacted. I think one of the last, but it was definitely Niklas, and I think Peter said, "Do you want to come over and jam?" And because Peter has this awesome little studio in his backyard, and he said, "We have some ideas here, and let's see if we can do something with it." And we just realized that Daniel he doesn't have a band. He hasn't played for years. I mean, he loves his job, but he missed, bashing the
Right.
drums, And then they asked, I think, Michael Stane, uh, and then I think it was kind of natural to ask me because we, they know that I was not active at the moment, and we all played together. We all shared stage at some point, except Niklas actually. Although me and Niklas started the first band together when we were kids, when we were 12,
Wow.
because we grew up in the same school. But so that's how it came together. And then Niklas sent me a bunch of ideas that he had. He is just an amazing songwriter. So for me I wouldn't say I completed them, but to mess a little bit around with them and maybe put my touch on it with this melodies and stuff. It was so easy because we think like exactly the same. If every time we are in the studio, we start from scratch and we go home with a song. It never fails because it's like if he takes the guitar and starts jamming, like it goes well, and then he's like, I hit the bump here. I don't really know what to do, and almost every time I'm like, give me the guitar. I think I got it. And then it's like we glue it like together to and then from what I did, he got an idea. So we inspire each other very much to create the songs. So it's very easy to write songs with Niklas because we understand each other really well, and yeah, he's amazing. That's why I wanted to join this, and I said this could be a really good album when I heard the first demos that he presented me. I don't remember which songs it was, but it was 3 that is I think is including on the album.
Wow. Wow.
So that's how it started, and then we had all the time in the world because the pandemic struck and no one could go out tour, no one could go. Well, we were just, let's just sit here and, jam, do an album.
What
And,
part of that
5
process?
friends that been together on stage before, let's do this again. Because Peter haven't played the bass because he has in a long time because he has the brewery. Daniel hasn't banged the drums because he's the brewery. I've been sick. I mean, I've been up and down, unfortunately. So but I was like, I have to jump on this because it was such a cool lineup. Also, it
Yeah.
was.
It
Uh,
it is. It is.
yeah. So we had again we had a lot of fun recorded, and unfortunately I have only be able to play one show. Were you, by the way, over in Europe? I think so, right?
I was in Europe, but I was in Portugal visiting family. But I was there during the time that you guys were playing at Sweden Rocks.
All right, I did that one uh, actually,
Yeah,
but it was,
it got rave reviews.
yeah, it was great. It was so great to be on stage again. Maybe if you watch videos, you don't see that because it looks like someone just takes me like stiff as a corpse and puts me, and I don't move on because I was so into play the songs right, because we had to relearn everything, because today when you record digitally, you forget all the riffs. You have to go through the songs again, and I didn't want to fail, and I was like 90% sure. So I was better safe than sorry. So that's why I'm a little bit. If people think I'm wasted, or that guy has been smoking weed before he went on stage, but that's not the case. I was just so concentrated on playing right, playing correctly, and also, wow, I'm on a stage again, because I haven't been on stage for almost 5 years.
Mhm.
So even if it doesn't look like it, I had a time of my life. Unfortunately, I had to cancel the other three. It was kind of bittersweet to sit here, like home, and watch them playing Backen. That was like amazing how they managed to keep the. I don't know if you saw it, the streaming,
Mhm.
but how they keep. Everyone stayed to see the band even after Slipknot. I mean, that's kind of an achievement, I think, and they were really into it. So I was super proud, and Jensen does such a great job. And they're like, now they have my back. They know that if we do some media stuff, I say that I can I have to bail, because a panic attack is coming or something like that. And they are like, yeah, just go, we come for you. I have that that net of people who backing me up this time, um so I'm gonna be on my feet, and I'm gonna be on my full potential sooner than later.
Well, I'm
I just
sure
have a good feeling.
everybody's got your back, not just the band, the fans. Everybody's got your back, and everybody's really.
Yeah, I got so much love. It was so relieved to read the comments. Like, it's not like, okay, oh, not again, you fucking wino, you never learn, but it was just love, and that helps me a lot. That helps me, and also that I have such a great support from the band and everyone involved with the band, that makes me also even more motivated to get well, because I developed some kind of depression, and that's, I'm not gonna sit and talk, like, explain, but it makes me, I'm not a, I want to do stuff, but I'm not able to do them. It feels, it sounds weird, I know, but that's how the disease manifests itself. So I can never say, oh, we have a show in 2 weeks, okay, I'm gonna be there. Maybe that day I have a good day, but I can never guarantee that from day to day. So that's what I have to adjust. I have to rewire. You know, and there is some work left to do, but I have good doctors with me that helps me out, and I'm gonna move. I live in a kind of crappy place now because I bought a new place, so I have to live here for a while they move out. So the move is gonna make everything easier, and I'm gonna be closer to my friends and closer to downtown, and um, yeah. So right now, I always been saying yes to everything, basically. Yeah, I mean, like years ago, we're gonna do that thing, we're gonna do that show, we're gonna do that. Okay, well, yes, and then I've been drinking, because to handle it. This is just an example. But now I'm just listening to my body, and if it says that no, but you shouldn't do this, then I'm not doing it, and everyone is cool with it, and that feels so great to have that support from the band, and we always have, and we have like Jensen fills my shoes. I mean, amazingly well.
He did amazing at Vakken. I thought he was perfect.
Yeah, poor guy, double duty, right? You play with at the gates as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
So
hey, it's the price you pay.
yeah, but he's such a pro. I mean, that's how he plays. It's like the Haunted. It's kind of the same. Like so he pulled it off really good. He's it's nothing. It's no one that I could imagine doing a better job actually, because he's also a super nice guy. So I had a chance to hang out with him at Wacken, at Sweden Rock, excuse me, because he was there. If something happened, if I would like just have a meltdown before stage time, then he would take over and do the show. And just the fact that the band is willing to go all the way, go all the way to do that for me is amazing. And it's also like very motivating for me to get well, you know, and come back like on stage. I want to be on stage, rocking on stage. You know, I am so frustrated. I can't, but I have to listen to my body. Uh, there is a plan worked out, and if I just have discipline that I lack, though, I have to find it somewhere. You know, but I am very optimistic. I am, so I can be on this ride, you know, to enjoy this. What do you say, fruit of what you saw, you can like enjoy. You see,
Yeah, you
like
have to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
that's the saying, fruits of the labor, yeah. And unfortunately, this disease, this depression, doesn't allow me to do that. I mean, logically, I'm very happy. I know what is going on, but I cannot feel it. It's weird and it's frustrating, you know, uh, and it's really hard to if you don't have been experienced it, it's really hard to kind of try to imagine what I say. I mean, hey, it's not like chin up, you know. If it was that easy, I would, you know, but that's not the case, you know. But I have more better. I have more good days and bad days. It's getting like more good days and bad days. And I try also to be. I'm kind of a pessimist, always been. And I say that now. I say to myself, why do I always wake up and say that this is gonna be a shitty day? I'm gonna wake up and say that this is gonna be a great day. You never know what you know. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you
You
gotta stay
know,
positive.
like yeah, I have to change mindset. You know, and rewire. Uh, you know, to get rid of this, yeah, the depression thingy. But I have help. I have really good help, but it takes time, you know. It's a lot of, I would say that there is some kind of post-traumatic stress that I have to go through, and I have to deal with, that I always uh, pushed ahead for the sake of the band or for the sake of relationship or whatever, you know. But now I have to think about myself 100%, because it's better that I sit out a tour and I come back and I am like 100% in, in, instead of me being like always like so, you know. I'm kind of tired to be so. I want to be like on my full potential again, and I'm on my way. I am. I can feel it.
You're working towards it, and I honestly I applaud you. I applaud you for that. It's not an easy process to go through, especially when you are
No,
in the public eye, you know.
it's purgatory. It is, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. And maybe to me to say that, yeah, I'm an addict, and I think that was, and of course some personal things that have been happening to me in the past, but the addiction led me to the depression, and that's a disease, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. That can happen anyone at any point, you know. And if I tell my story, like, I'm just honest with it, maybe it can inspire one guy to take that step, you know, and say that, well, maybe I get the insight that I have problem with alcohol, or I have problem with drugs, you know. Because being a drunk in denial, that's like a full-time job. I tell you that, you know, hiding bottles, and you learn when to drink, when it exits your body and you have to refill and no one looks at you. You know, it's just feel dirty, and I'm so tired of it. But I'm not like active right now. I don't drink, but that I still have this condition that like it's also called general anxiety disorder. Uh, that I have to get medicated, and it takes time for them to set in and blah blah. But let's talk about something more fun.
Yeah, I was
But
just
I would say that
we're gonna
just
get
a
disconnected.
conclusion that if I'm honest with, if I am open with this, maybe I can actually inspire just
Other
one
people.
guy to go to an AA meeting, or
So
yeah.
so let's move on to something a little bit more brighter. And I want to go back to the record because I need to ask you this. When it comes to making music with these guys, what do you enjoy the most? Is it the creative process of working on the songs? Is hanging out with guys that are your friends, your brothers? What is it about the process?
Well, I of course it's a mix of all that you say. I mean, sometimes you have to just take a step back and think that this is our job. Like we can actually do this for a living. Just hang out, having fun in the studio, drink coffee, take it easy, play whenever we want, and it's there's a few lucky ones that can do that. And also we enjoy our company, so we are so compatible in this band. There's no arguments. There's never any. If there is any argument, maybe it's not even an argument. It's like, can you maybe try to play C instead of D on that note and see how it works? No, I want to stick to that. Well, okay, you gotta kill your darlings sometimes, you know. It's such a easygoing bunch of guys. So it's just I'm always looking forward to the nights we go to the studio. And now actually me and Niklas have another place, a little smaller. It's not a really studio, but it's like a home recording, and it's a room where there's other offices, like an office building.
Mhm.
So we rent a little place there that we can go and just um, play through the songs, just to keep it updated, and also to jam. And we have the possibility to record. Like I have the Persona Studio One installed, easy drummer, great guitar plugs. So we can do great demos, and then like we send them to Michael, and he does his magic, and send them back. And so we have a good setting, really good setting for the next album, because we really enjoy this place that we rent. That's our legal team is working at the same floor, and they actually just built a home cinema with a 85-inch TV, 8 chairs, sound bar for like $2,000 worth. And so it's kind of hard sometimes when you're sitting there with your guitar and you stare at that room, I kind of want to go and can we go watch Rogue One instead? Take a break, you know. So it's a really cool and laid back place, you know. We know the guy who is on our floor, and so we have a really good setup. It's just this fucking filter between the reality and my happiness, you know, my genuine happiness, you know, that's in the way. But that's gonna be all right. I have a plan for it, and I'm never gonna give up. I'm gonna fight till the last drop of blood.
And like I said to you earlier, you got everybody with you on this
Yeah.
journey, and the love that I see from the fans, and how exciting the fans were when the project, when you guys announced it, and that first single hit. It's like everybody was 12 years old again. Everybody was waking up on Christmas morning and discovering that underneath the tree, the present was the halo effect. I mean, it must have felt good for you guys.
I think it's a little bit of a good timing. Like, I don't know. Now I'm gonna guess your age, so I maybe offend you. But let's say you're 48, like my generation.
I'm 44, 45.
44. Okay, I'm born 72. So I think a lot of guys and girls, well, women, old ladies, I don't know, but in our age that can listen to this album and hear a little bit of, they can what's the word? Yeah, about like there's some vibe in the music that's like how it was in the good old days, you know. I don't say there's a lot of good quality bands coming out now, and like the latest two, I have to say the latest two In Flames singles are amazing.
Amazing, yeah.
Really, really amazing. I was blown away.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that those two singles are as good as they are? Do you think there's a little bit of the halo effect on what those singles sound like?
If that's the halo effect, I have no idea actually. I can't speculate, but maybe they were thinking like maybe we should incorporate a little bit more where we came from. You know, what was the fact that people liked us in the beginning? What made us stand out from the crowd? It's maybe it is like this melodic death metal. You know, a little bit harsher. A lot of this twin guitar ish. So, but I cannot sit here and say that we have anything to do with that. But anyhow, I'm really excited to hear the new album. I don't know when it's coming out, but if these two singles is as good, if the rest of the album is as good as these two singles, it's the best they've done in long time. So I'm really looking forward to it.
You know, you mentioned at the beginning of our conversation that you guys did the band because it's not a bunch of old guys trying to make some money, trying to cash in. So
no, that we would like playing only for the week and like 10 times in a row, jump, and you know, and it would be so easy. It would be easy because the fact is that in one point or another we've been playing in this band, and this is successful and established band, but we are also good friends that have been hanging out all this time, you know. So it was kind of also a fluke, you know. It might as well be two other guys from, you know, it wasn't planned that
it just happened.
We pick guys that's been involved with certain bands, you know. It was just they were available. They haven't played in a while. They were kind of ready to rock again, you know. You know, well, if you done it once, you're like you're hooked for life, you know.
So let me
if you're
go back to
once a dog, you always have a dog, you know. And if you've been on stage rocking out, it's like the best. If you I remember when we were the most active, we could be doing this 6 week touring, like, and kind of bad conditions, you know, and but then this show comes and it's just like, yes, I now know why I'm doing this. You know, this is the reward. But you can have shitty shows. It's like going uphill, you know. Maybe something happens at home, personal stuff, and maybe we haven't showered as in a week. I mean, it's not a, if you wanna, if you have, we always say like, well, where did we put that box with the glamour in? Yeah, we always forget that in the rehearsing room. You know,
I love that line. That's amazing.
It's hard work, and it's like, yeah, sometimes you have to just, you know, rent a day room just to have a shower, and well, it got better. Now I haven't been in the band for a long time, but it's got better and better. But it's a lot of, you have to sacrifice a lot, you know, also to
Yeah,
get. So it's like a timing, a little bit of talent, and you know, touring as fuck.
yeah, and to go back to my original point, you've gone a little bit dark there. Okay, the light is coming back on.
Yeah, it's my computer that goes off.
The
But
screen. So to go back to that question, you said you guys didn't do this for the money, but I remember we did a video. We checked out a video from the Halo Effect, and I was telling my son that, you know, if these guys did a tour package with In Flames together, it would be a license to print money. You guys could like charge whatever the hell you want to charge. Everybody would make a boatload of money, because I think that nostalgia.
blank checks.
Yes, like you
Nah,
said, those
I
old
don't know
guys
what
like
it, but
us
it would
would
be
pay a lot of money to go see it.
it would be a kick-ass lineup. And why not throw in like Arch Enemy and At the Gates, and do like a Scandinavian assault, you know, on US soil? That would be, I would
That would
love
be
that.
killer.
I would, yeah, and hang out with. Well, now I don't really know the guys. If you talk about In Flames, they have this American guys in the band, and I never met them actually, but they are really, the drummer is did he play on the Mask? He didn't. This is the first
You know,
time,
he
right?
didn't.
No, he's amazing drummer. But that would be cool to do a package like a Scandinavian package with like Arch Enemy, In Flames, Halo Effect, maybe Dark Tranquility,
Ooh.
Soilwork. You know, there's a lot of good shit coming from here, from up north here, Scandinavia.
Is it in the water?
I don't know. It's somewhere. Maybe it's the herring.
Maybe.
Yeah, we eat a lot of herring. No, but I think it's a result of we have, the government has always been very generous when it comes to culture, and the young people. It's ruined nowadays. It's not like that nowadays. But when I was a kid, we always had a space to rehearse. We could pick out gear, and they paid for it. The government paid for it, and that's a privilege.
Wow.
So I think that made a lot of bands able to start rehearsing in a very young age, and develop their sound, and so maybe that's why Sweden and Scandinavia is a little bit in the forefront, because we had really good support from the government. We didn't have to save up for. Of course, they didn't pay for everything. I have to buy my own guitar and strings and stuff, but you know, the basics, you know, drum kits and stuff. I mean, if you're 14 years old, you can't buy drum kits. I mean, it's like it's too expensive. So thanks to the government support, I think that's one reason why there's a lot of talented musicians coming out from Sweden, and still is to this day. But it's, nowadays, as everything is deregulated and stuff, so they take away the places where the kids used to hang out. So they're just out to do and do no good, you know.
Mhm.
They don't think long term. They don't think that, okay, we save money if we close down this youth central, maybe we save, you know, $2 million. But where are we gonna go? You know, the kids, you know, kids, they get frustrated, and maybe they start, you know, with getting criminal or
Mhm.
whatever, you know. So unfortunately, it's not as good as it used to be when I was a kid,
Uh,
and I was a long time ago. I'm old fart now.
you and me both. You and me both.
I'm reaching the big 5 in 2 months now.
Wow.
This
Wow.
baby face.
But you have a baby face. Yeah, you look like you're like 35.
Oh, well, thank you.
So
It doesn't feel like that, and I'm not. No, I'm turning 50.
wow, wow,
Yeah.
you look good. You look well
So,
preserved for a 50-year-old. It's the area
uh,
again.
maybe, yeah, and the beer maybe. I don't know. I drank a lot of beer in my life.
Yeah, me
I
too.
think
Me too.
once I had to do this another assignment, but I had to fill out a form on a rehab place, and I think I had drank 56,000 beers and smoked 13 kilograms of weed. That's a good job.
Well, yeah, that's definitely something something that you can put down. Those are some big numbers. I gotta ask you about a little bit
I'm not
outside of the halo
I'm
effect.
not proud of it. Uh, I just laugh about it. I mean, it's
Well, I mean,
ridiculous.
right now, I think that's the best solution is to have that approach. I mean, you can't change the past. What's done, it's done.
Yeah,
You can only look forward. I think that's the best way to approach it. And I think at the same
yeah,
time,
yeah,
like
of
you
course.
said earlier in the conversation, if by sharing your story you can make somebody else change their life for the best, I think that's the right thing to do. And I commend you.
Yeah, and I see it. I mean, I get mail from people that take that last step and get the insight. Maybe they have the insight, but it's hard to tell yourself, I'm an addict. To take that, to just take those words in your mouth, it's uncomfortable in the beginning. I have no problem to say I'm an addict, but for an addict that's in denial, it's like it's really hard to say. But maybe they can take that step and maybe go to an AA meeting, or they can check their status on their vital organs, you know, and see
Mhm.
that, well, we can see that you should cut down. You should quit this shit now. You know, you're done. Because the party is not, it stops, eventually it stops for everyone, you know. No one is immortal, and you cannot go on, and I could never go on and party like I did when I was 25. I mean, we were infamous. We were crazy. I drank like 50 beers a day, and that was no, that was like a, that was my, that was a regular Monday in my life, you know.
Mhm.
And that's that. So we were kind of infamous in the band that if we came near the bus, there were always potential kidnapping going on. We snatched someone from another band and you're gonna drink with us tonight, you know. Um, so so I can't. I say I have had a lot of fun also, you know. Before I it turned into a disease when you felt that when you wake up in the morning, oh fuck, I need a drink. You know, that's one of the first signs that you're like going um, that there's it's starting to be a problem,
Mhm.
you know.
I have to
But
ask you. I have to ask you about outside of the Halo effect. I have to ask you about Syra because I love the guys in the band. I saw you guys play in Toronto when you were on that tour, that their North American tour with Sabaton. Um, are you, do you have time to still put some work together for the next
Yeah,
release?
I met him today actually, but then that had nothing to do with that other thing that I cannot talk about it. But it was cool. I had a good day today, so I'm glad that I could spend it in the studio with Jake. Uh, but we are trying to get an album out in January already. Well, already I wouldn't say, because No Halos in Hell is 2 years now, 2 years old
Mhm.
now or something, and we're coming along. I think we have seven songs pretty much demoed and ready to go, and so we are. That's what I'm working on when I when I have the strength. It's like it's like I can just do half days, and if I do like the signing sessions or interviews, not this one, because now I'm in my comfort of my
Yeah.
home, and you're really cool.
And by the way, this was not planned.
No,
I
no, no.
messaged you, you messaged me, was like, all right,
Yeah,
you know, we both have time, let's just do this.
I was just sitting here like getting rid of all the adrenaline from today and from the today's session. I was like, let's take let's because we were chatting like a week ago, and I said let's talk one of these days,
Mhm.
so yeah, so where were we?
Yeah, with Sarah today, you had a good
Yeah,
day.
Tyra, yeah, so that's I'm kind of jumping here and there, because I have one studio like there, like Nicholas and me, and then I have Jake and me. But I can't separate it. I know when I wake up, okay, today is Syra day, then I switch the Syra mode on. I can because I mean I been in this business for so long, and I kind of know how it works. Like in a way, I have no problem separate the bands. Um, so so it's gonna be a lot of sessions with Jake, and I'm looking forward to that because we haven't seen each other in ages. And one cool thing is that I'm gonna move from this dump where I am right now in only a week, and we are just 2 houses from each other, so we're gonna be neighbors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's great. So I'm gonna be able to hang out with his family and dogs, and it's just like 5 minutes walk to the studio, so it's gonna be great. I haven't been that much part of the writing process so far, but I have, like, when my creativity starts, there is no stopping. It's like my head is want to explode, with ideas. And I know that Jake can be a little frustrated. I'm going like around like da, 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 like, let's do like that. We do that, that. And he's like, well, just calm down. I have to do this before we can do that. I get like so excited. I want to do everything at once. And I love when that feeling kicks in, because then I'm
You're in the zone.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I'm in the zone. And also with Jake it's a different way to write, because it's not that riff based, because it doesn't have to be. But with Syra, you cannot just you have to, because your rhythm, say you're a company. That's not the right word. Like, but you're like the rhythm for a singer who actually sings.
Mhm.
The clean. So it's a little bit of a different kind of writing than Halo Effect, for example. That in Halo Effect there's no rules in any band, but in Halo Effect there is more room for going, take some weird tours, you know, and go back. And so so I'm kind of blessed because I have two bands that I think are really great, and I love the guys in the band. And so now it's I'm gonna spend some time with Jake in the near future, and I'm gonna try to fly. If I can fly out to a show, that would be amazing. Yeah, on the this Amon Machine Head tour.
Yeah, that's coming up soon.
It's not. I have to just explain this to people that I'm not lying on my couch and like scratching my ass. It's, you know, and let they do the hard work, and I'm just lying here watching Netflix all day. And I mean, no one is more devastated that I cannot join the tour. Because that's what I love to do, you know. So I want just to address that, you know. So if I go work with Jake, it's not like, okay, he's home because he's have other commitments. That's not it. I can do exactly what I want to do with my time, you know. But it comes in a it's kind of good timing because I'm going to be home, and then I can be creative. I can be with my friend and make some songs, you know, for the next album. And then I will try to do the Stockholm show with Amon and Machine Head. That's like one of my part goals. I don't set the bar too high nowadays. As I say, I listen to my body, and I listen. If something says no, it's no. And it's so great because everyone is in. As I say, it sounds kind of. Don't get me wrong if I say it's on my terms, but I can say no, and I don't get any shit for it. And I don't get any shit afterwards for it. There's no grudge holding it, no one holding any grudges or anything. So I'm kind of blessed with that I am in that situation, that I have such love and support, both from the bands and from the supporters. I get so much incredible nice mail like every day. Um, and that's what we were talking before about this with drinking. And if I say, yeah, I'm an addict, you like my band, you like my, you know, okay, maybe that guy takes that step, you know. And I have proof of that because sometimes I get mails from people that say, thank you for being honest with and open with your problems. That made me take the last step to stop drinking. And then I always take time, a little bit extra time, and answering this guy and or girl, like, okay, that's great, and let's keep in contact, and tell me when you get your next sober month, like, let me know how it goes. And then maybe 2-3 times a week I get mails like, okay, I'm on 6 months sober. And that's amazing, you know. That's so cool to maybe I have been the catalyst for this guy or girl to take that step to a sober life. And just to if you can just help one guy, it's worth it, you know.
100%.
Yeah. So that's why I have no problem talking about it. I mean, I wish I didn't have to talk about it, you know. But those days are gone. Now it's coffee and cookies on the
I was
rider.
saying smokes because I saw you had a pack of smokes there. So
Yeah, I still. It's my doctor says that I would advise you not to try to stop smoking right now because don't take on too much pressure. Because every time I light up, I'm like, I'm dying. I've been smoking for too long. I'm a fucking cancer man. But he's right. It's stupid to maybe quit today, but I will quit.
That's the next bridge for you.
That's the next, exactly. And this is more important. And the irony would be like, yeah, I feel so great now. Like I've been sober for so and so long. Okay, but you got 50% lung capacity because you've been smoking for so long. It would be so like the irony, of
Yeah.
but that's my pessimist side talking.
Yeah, you have to always look at the glass half full, not half empty. And maybe the solution for that is getting a smaller glass. If you get a smaller glass, then it's half full. I have one more thing to ask you about before we go, because I know Zoom is going to cut us off again soon, and that is that it's undeniable the legacy that you've created for yourself with everything that you've done. The love of the fans for you, of all the work, all the bands that you've been in. Do you ever take time to think about your achievements that you've done in the past, or your life the way it is now? You're more always focused on what your future is going to bring?
Well, I have kind of difficulties to absorb when I get when people coming up to me and say, that's a great album, and I like your band and stuff." But I do, in a way, of course, I love to hear that. I mean, it's so many guys who say that you made me pick up the guitar. Just that is amazing, you know. So sometimes you have to take a step back and try to enjoy and see how much positive you move people in such a positive way if it comes to just a meet and greet, take time to talk to someone and take some pictures and stuff, or if it's on stage, they can take 90 minutes off the shitty life outside and enjoy a show. You have to except Sweden Rock, when I was like stiff like a I'm always, I have to give 100% every night, because even if it's like the last show of 55, you're tired as hell, you just want to go home. You have to think that for these guys, they have been waiting. They've been saving up for the ticket. They've been waiting for us to come. Then they're obligated to do your the best you can, I think, as a band, as an artist, But it's super hard sometimes, of course. But I don't know if that was the answer of your question.
Yeah,
But
that
I don't like. I mean, I know that also. That this little subgenre from the beginning, so to speak, with dissection. Don't forget dissection. At the Gates and Dark Tranquillity had reached all the way to the States, and basically inspired a bunch of new bands that credits bands like At the Gates, In Flames, and for their sound, like Killswitch and Engage is a good example, and SLA Die maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's quite incredible, and I'm really proud to have been a part of that. Of course, to inspire other bands and guitar players to try to evolve and get this Swedish elements into their whatever hardcore or death metal or whatever they play. I think it was called mallcore for a while. The media is experts in coming up with genres.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They're
boxes.
playing Viking metal. No, they're playing folk Viking metal. Okay, okay. So they're playing folk metal. Yeah, and they're playing Viking metal. Okay, that's pagan metal, and that's power metal, black metal, and so many. You know, it's kind of ridiculous if you think about it.
I agree. I don't
It's
disagree
just
with you at all.
it's just heavy shit. Uh,
It's just heavy music with great riffs.
yeah, exactly.
And on
Well,
that note,
not everything, but yeah,
uh,
I do like metal is something it's always it's so timeless. It's always gonna be there. Bands comes and goes, but metal fans are so special because they're so passionate and they're so loyal to the band, and they don't give up. Like maybe they don't like they're disappointed at the latest release, but well, we wait to the next one, and I'm gonna support them. I'm gonna buy the t-shirts on the show. I'm gonna get the vinyl. That's you don't find that in any other genres. You know, uh, that's passion and loyalty that the metal fans have, for good and bad. There's a lot of trolls also. You get a
that's
lot
like
of.
everything in life. You can't escape that. And
No, but I can read comments sometimes, and it's like, about what the fuck? If you know all this, why don't you just go to the studio and record the album? It's going to be a masterpiece. You know everything. So sometimes you can be a little frustrated about that, but I don't take it too seriously.
you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Everyone has their opinion, but some people are so. It's like, for me, it's like, if I don't like a band, then I basically don't listen to it. I'll not go online and rant for like this big post about how much they suck. To take the energy to bash the band. It's just, well, you don't like the band, fine. A lot of people do, but I don't. So let's go on and find another one. It should be that easy. But it's just a little percent of all. In general, metalheads are the best and the nicest people. I mean, there's very seldom we see fights at festivals, metal festivals. It's just, they're they are
Brotherhood.
there for the love of metal. They have that in common. Like, for example, Sweden Rock has been a while, a lot around, so people are bringing their kids even. It's a shift to generation. So that's cool. Metal is something that's timeless. It's always gonna be there. You
And, and,
know.
and on and on that lovely note, we have to say goodbye because we're running out of time. Jasper,
Yeah,
thank you very
and I
much for
see
your
I
time,
see
man.
that
Three
it's
minutes.
bedtime here. Yeah,
Yeah, we got 3 minutes on the Zoom. All right, man. Thank you very
yeah,
much for your time. I really
yeah,
appreciate it, and I hope to see you soon.
yeah, and thank you for letting me do some media training. No, just kidding. I just kidding.
Anytime, anytime.
I do like your channel, and I think that what you and your kid have is a really cool thing. And I thank you a lot for your kind words about the album and the reactions from the singles and the support. And I promise you, I'm gonna see you guys in Toronto
I hope so soon. I hope so
someday.
soon. All right, man. Take care. All the best. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Take care, man.
Nice talking to you. Okay. Take care.